Alright, game changers, welcome back to another video here today. Today we're not going to talk about Call of Duty, we're going to talk about Xdefiant. We're going to dive deep into the latest FPS from Ubisoft, and honestly it's making waves in the community, and for good reason. And today I'll break down why Xdefiant stands out, and particularly there's two things, okay? There's two things that have made this game a really phenomenal game-changing game, and these two features are the absence of kill streaks and the lack of skill-based matchmaking, okay? And that's a big one, especially skill-based matchmaking. I just am thrilled that we finally have a game that doesn't have that stupid feature in the game itself. It's honestly one of the most frustrating things playing all of these recent first-person shooter games. Okay, but I'll get into that a little bit later throughout the video. But let's talk about the first one where there are no kill streaks. It's really a fresh take on gameplay because Call of Duty, I know I've been covering Call of Duty for a while. Kill streaks, even though kill streaks are cool, I like kill streaks for Call of Duty. Let's be honest, a lack of them has made this game more focused on the gun skill and also objective play. Because if you look at a traditional FPS like Call of Duty, kill streaks have always been kind of like a double-edged sword. Sure, they reward skilled players with powerful tools, and they also create like a significant imbalance because these streaks are so powerful that once you obtain them, like you're already on a streak, right? And then once you obtain them, you start racking up even more kills and they just devastate all the rest of the enemies, you know, with the attack helicopters, the UAVs, even the tactical nuke. Like this often leads to a snowball effect where basically the rich get richer and the struggling players really find themselves in an even bigger or deeper hole. But guess what, guys? Xdefiant flips this script because they don't have kill streaks. And the game levels the playing field doing it this way. And every player has the same opportunities, the same tools at their disposal from start to finish. Now, of course, that kind of changes here and there with the faction and the abilities, but that's beside the point. This design choice, by not having kill streaks, fosters more of a balanced and competitive environment. And guess what? No more getting obliterated by a chopper gunner because the top player is on a roll. Instead, it's all about the gunplay, the strategy, the teamwork. This is the focus of fundamental skills. Like, if you want to know if a player is actually good at a game, this is how you will know. Not just camping for kills, not just while everybody's playing the objective, you're just going to farm kills while everybody's trying to actually win the game. You're just trying to get kills instead. Like, I hate that. So this makes it more fair and more rewarding for everyone who's involved. So all the players can feel involved together. You know, not just one main slayer while everybody plays the objective. Like, nah, man, none of that. And then secondly, again, like I mentioned before, which is huge, and one of the main reasons I love Xdefiant is no skill-based matchmaking. Okay, this is a controversial topic. A lot of people have talked about it. I've talked about it so many times, and there are so many instances where skill-based matchmaking has created kind of like a toxic environment that has really made me, and I can speak for myself, I know a lot of people feel the same way. It has created such animosity for Call of Duty games because it just makes it so unfun. Because although it aims to create balanced matches by putting players against other people of similar skill levels, it leads to frustrating experiences for many. Because in Call of Duty, it can make every single match, especially if you're a good player, feel like a high stakes tournament. And casual players often find themselves facing opponents who are just as skilled, if not more so, which makes it hard to relax and enjoy the game. I don't feel like I get to relax in a game because I want just mixed matches. It's not about just facing easy players all the time because that can get boring. That really does get boring because then you don't have a challenge. You want some games that are easy players, some games that are harder players. So when you have a balance of that, it makes the experience that much better because without that, it just leads to burnout and frustration. But Xdefiant takes the different approach here by getting rid of that skill-based matchmaking, and it favors the traditional connection-based, which is the most important, and ping-based matchmaking. That means that players are matched based on their connection quality rather than their skill level. And guess what this results in? a more varied and a more enjoyable gaming experience. Now, you might have some easier matches, some tougher ones, but guess what? Overall, it feels more like a classic FPS experience. Now, this approach always allows players to have more fun and enjoy a wider range of game scenarios, but overall, I just feel like this is, one of the reasons why I've really been having a lot of fun in Xdefiant, because I'm not relying on, or having to experience these things that are so frustrating. And another standout feature I will say of Xdefiant is the extensive customization options. Without the pressure of these kill streaks and intense skill-based matchmaking, a lot of players can experiment more freely with different loadouts, weapons, and abilities. The game offers a variety of factions, each with unique traits and abilities, allowing for a more personalized playstyle. I mean, you could have stealth, aggression, support. All of these factions and loadouts are there for you guys, and a lot of us can really experiment, and that's the problem. Whereas in Call of Duty, you got to use whatever's meta, otherwise you're going to have a hard time. Those players who are always using the meta, they always come out on top. So what's the point of playing a game where you can only use one or two items or weapons that are destroying everything else? So there's not a whole lot of flexibility. So to me, guys, Xdefiant really is redefining what I expect from a modern first-person shooter game. Yeah, it may not look as pretty as Call of Duty, it might not play as smoothly, but I think the devs, especially Mark Rubin, who used to be a part of the Call of Duty universe before, he used to be a developer for Modern Warfare 3. I remember specifically the original Modern Warfare 3, not this latest Call of Duty game, was really a good and key player in making Xdefiant as good as it possibly can be. And it's even getting better than that because he is constantly responding to feedback on Twitter, and he's doing such a phenomenal job of that. I really gotta tip my hat off to him, because having that just communication that we don't get from the Call of Duty developers, it's really a breath of fresh air. It's so refreshing. Honestly, we need that in the gaming community, because we don't get that from Call of Duty. They really take their community for granted, and they just really don't care, and they just want to make a buck off of all of us. That's the bottom line here, and we all know that. But anyways, that's what I think about Xdefiant. I'm just having a lot of fun with it. Let me know what you guys think about the game. Have you guys even downloaded it? Have you guys played it? What do you guys think this game needs in order to get better? Are there certain things that you don't like about the game? How do you guys feel about the kill streaks and no skill-based matchmaking? Do you agree with me in just thinking that these things are not needed? I know a lot of Call of Duty players want kill streaks to be added to Xdefiant, but guess what, guys? I just don't agree, because then Xdefiant won't have its own identity, and I really want this game to stand out differently than Call of Duty. It shouldn't be like Call of Duty. It should be different than Call of Duty. That's what I want, and I think it's doing really well without these things. But let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. If you guys enjoyed today's video, make sure you guys hit that like button. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to hit the bell to be notified every single time I upload a video. Now, with that being said, this is GCP signing off.